rather chaotic weekend wherein you get to share what you've been working on and the progress you've made and everything else to everybody else. And there are some people in the room who recently arrived who are going to take the role of judges. And I'll briefly introduce them. Most of you will have met them in conversations already. Peter Chandler, do you want to just say what you are? He's a very, very important man in Leicester City Council and runs this show.
Yes, I'm Peter Chandler. I think you heard from me on Friday evening for those of you that were here. I manage the LCB depot. I'm really interested in seeing what you've been coming up with this weekend.
Thanks, Peter. Andrew?
Yeah. I'm Andrew Turani, I'm University of Leicester and I'm the Head of Regional Business Engagement. But in my previous life I used to be a business advisor as well. So coming up with innovative ideas and commercialising them is an area of interest and expertise, if you like. So,
you know, the idea there, if anybody wants to run forwards with what they're doing and possibly explore avenues to push it further or turn it into a business case or whatever, then feel free to talk to Andrew Vinely or whatever and we'll see what we can do. Also, is Will, who's Will!
Hi everybody. Yeah, I, like Andrew, I work for University of Leicester as well. I'm the Business Development Manager in our College of Science and Engineering. I expect some of you may actually be connected with the College of Science and Engineering. And that's all about really doing business for the university and for the college, trying to build connections with industrial partners. And in my kind of previous lives, I've done everything from kind of working as a sales and marketing director for a big multinational, all the way through to doing that actually in a startup. I spent 5 years working in a startup, actually in a kind of innovative soft drinks business, strangely enough, building something from nothing and then getting it to every single supermarket in the country. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to offer anybody any business advice, but I've got some had some interesting experiences.
Thanks, Will. Excellent. So what's going to happen is that I think we've invented a running order that's going to start with Smart City people over here, whose name I'm not sure how to pronounce because it starts with an X, and then we're sort of rattling through in a southwesterly direction. Is the running order. There's a concept of some global judging and prizes and sort of acknowledging the huge amount of work that's being done. In order to create prizes that are meaningful, what we wanted to do was look at doing something that helps your project move forwards after this weekend. So because we didn't know in advance what the projects were or how many people were being involved or something else, it's very hard to create that prize in advance. So instead, we've got a sort of a value amount of a number of prizes, and they will be ranked and allocated between the different projects. And then, what I'd like you to do is basically say, if your team, your project has that amount of resource, what would you spend it on? How does it make your project go forwards? And then, provided it's something possible, legal, affordable, and we can see that you're probably going to do it, then we'll make that happen. So that's sort of one element to following through, and thanks to everybody on my end who's going to make that happen, isn't necessarily here. We'll also want to offer a free delegate place to the UK Space Conference to every team. It's in Glasgow, which is a bit inconvenient, but I can't helicopter anybody up there to sort the actual attendance out. But in terms of getting in, paying a delegate pass, which isn't the cheapest thing in the world, I'm prepared to do that for every team if you think having a conversation at that event is going to be useful to you. There's all manner of possible follow-on support in terms of technology or business advice or anything else available from the university. If you're interested in creating startups or you want to just tinker with the idea of running a business based on your ideas, then by all means talk to Peter or Luke, who's in the room or behind us somewhere. You've been doing bar duty, Luke, or even Chris, on the more creative end of the spectrum.
Or me.
Or even or Ben. I don't know why you talked Ben, but yeah. So I mean, in essence, there's a huge amount of support and passion for doing creative, startup-y type tech development, collaborative, fun, open things. But the only way that continues and grows is if we continue to talk about it. So don't let it finish when we're done here. I think Andrew's got something to add.
I was just going to say, satellite applications catapult. They're looking for really good ideas that have commercial potential. So potentially to link you up with them if it's viable.
Absolutely.
And they could probably bring some resources to the table, including money.
Absolutely. Oh, of course, everybody also wins the right to take home another T-shirt because I don't want to carry them. Has anybody got any questions about that or what's going to happen? Yeah?
I think where does the TSB from?
There's all sorts of different mechanisms that the TSB, which is the Technology Strategy Board, offer to really to companies that have been in existence for at least 12 months, which is a bit of a barrier for startups. But even very limited amounts of innovation voucher are available to help them solve problems, innovate, interact with the knowledge base. There's a whole program of things called Smart Awards. I think, you know, if you're interested in a conversation about that, I'm very happy to have it, as will be Angie, or Will. That, you know, there is a whole culture out there of helping innovative entrepreneurial teams in the UK sort of put a bit of oomph back into that type of working, and there's quite decent terms available to government from TSB for making that happen. So thanks for that comment as well. So in that case, unless there's anything else pressing, I will kick into the final presentations of Space Apps Leicester Hackathon 2013 with Spacious. I don't know who's actually doing the chat. Is it you're doing the chat?